That's mind-blowing. Objective lens would be a 1, 2. That's mind-blowing. And look at how Father takes the cake on objective. It's very simple. Just like we saw up here. So it's an objective, and it's called high power. Just like we saw with all these words, I guess it's called the high power objective. Well, same design. Number of plus 2s is 2 greater than the number of plus 1s, just like in Father. Alrighty. That was convenient. So we did the ocular lens, the eyepiece. Well, ocular is plus 1, lens is plus 2. That's interesting. Jeepers creepers. Oh, and how do you turn this whole thing on? Who takes the last word? Oh, the light switch. And when you turn it off, how do you turn it off? Oh, the switch. Switch is plus 1 for Father. Light switch will be a Jesus, will be a Christ Father combo. That'll make a beautiful 3-fest. But switch is Father flawlessly. And then it gets even better. So switch is, this is so embarrassing because switch is Father plus 24. And then switches is Father plus another 24. So it's very obvious for Father. Switches, and again the number of, just switch is flawless. 3 plus 2s, a single plus 1, and 2 letters that divide by 3, identical in Father, 6 letters perfectly. Good night. Father owns every switch. And the switch is typically the last thing. You know when you exit the house? You know, you'll turn off the switch. Or you'll touch what is called the doorknob. Doorknob. 3 plus 2 is a single plus 1, 4 letters that divide by 3. Doorknob for Father, plus 36. But Father gets the last word. How do you end your day? Oh, you turn off the light switch. You switch off the lights. Father gets the last word. Switch. 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 Light switch, done. Wow. Ooh, more terms. Yeah, the eyepiece is what it's called, eyepiece tube. Power cord is a Christ Father combo, just like light switch. Like allow me to, but Father gets the last word. Power equals Christ, but then when the cord is Father, okay? And then if you want to talk about the light switch, same deal. Light is Christ, switch is Father. So power cord is Christ Father combo. And it's gorgeous. Equals mathematician, letters and strokes divide by 3, and you get 6 days of, you get 3's interlocking them. Okay, they are 1. But Father gets the last word, cord. And you have the light switch. Okay, Christ, Father, light switch, and you get them. So the power cord, the light switch, but Father gets the last word. Wow. Oh, you might also call it the control. The rheostat control. There's a little. The word control is Father as well, just like switch, post, switch, yeah, switch, main power switch, the main switch. Oh, yeah, that's easy. Alright, so we kind of killed that one pretty good. Objective turret. That'll maintain the offset for objective, because turret divides by 3. And then the objective lenses. Alright, and then, oh yeah, the focusing knob. Wow. That focus is huge. I got that word from the Lord the other day. Focus ends in Father, right on the end. Focus. And then if you call it the focusing knob, it just maintains 3's. Good night. So Father is just hitting this one out of the park again. That's just glaring. Okay, we basically solved the microscope for Father. Yeah, the eyepiece is on top. The slide. High power, the objective stage. That was pretty awesome. Condenser is also Father, just like focus. Wow. Thumb screw. Incidentally, the word thumb is Father. Pretty important part of the human hand, the thumb. And when you give a thumbs up, thumb is on top. interestingly, speaking of famous things that are on top, we call it your middle finger. Most people say, well, when you say middle finger, that gives you a +1 for father. Middle finger is on top. In fact, it's father plus 48. Middle finger. Would that be also called your index finger, isn't it? I believe it's also called your index finger, which is a confirmation, because that is also +1 for father. Yep. Middle finger 106, index finger 115. So what's on top? Hold your hand like this. Better yet, hold it vertically. Who's on top? Who's the highest? Who's the highest in the family of fingers on your hand? Well, it's called the index finger, also known as the middle finger. +1, father. And then your thumb is the most important part, many would say. Thumb is father perfectly in 6 letters, 3 plus 2s, or 5 letters. 3 plus 2 is a single plus 1, just like father. Thumb, father. Index finger, middle finger, father. Curious, if you call this your pointing finger, that'll also give a +1 offset. But your baby finger will not. It's baby finger is not, okay, but that was cool. Oh, let's solve your fingerprint. Your fingerprint is on top. Wow. Let's solve every fingerprint for father. Fingerprint, in fact, we saw it recently, equals focusing knob. Fingerprint is father plus 36 plus 42, 78. Fingerprint, what's on top? Like, go to the top of your finger. That's where you get your fingerprint. You know, fingerprint. Fingerprint for father. Look at the beauty of fingerprint. Look at this. The 4 plus 2s outdoes the 2 plus 1s by 2, just like in father. And then the rest of the letters all divide by 3. Fingerprint. So, are the father's fingerprints on you? Did he make you and design you? Yeah. You're made in the image of God the Father. Fingerprint. You are uniquely you. And interestingly, uniquely and you are both +1 father. And you can go on a heyday comparing all this stuff. And, you know, an n plus an n equals an th, and then shoot for 6s on the bottom. Like, the more you look, the more you see. I think fingerprint is such a huge part of, you know, human uniqueness. But you can do the obvious. A pair of n's comes in to equal the th, and then just shoot for 6s on the bottom, and it's just embarrassing. GE, double 6, R, triple 6, R, triple 6. PT, 6 times 6. F at the front is 6, just like in father, and then the pair of I's is triple 6. That's how good it is for the Trinity. Like, your fingerprint and everyone's fingerprints, while pointing to the Father and glorifying the Trinity at all those 3s and 6s that I mentioned. And remember, father is that th, which we got from the 2 n's, flanked in 6s. 6, 6, triple 6. Done. That's a real gem. We just solved your fingerprint and every fingerprint in the history of the universe for the glory of the Father. And it was glaring. That was huge. Father's on top. Father's on top. I just want to see if there's a scientific name for the middle finger. I say middle finger. That's what everyone agrees on. That's the first thing that came to my mind. No one calls it the long finger. Hardly, no one calls it the tall finger. Everyone calls it the middle finger. Oh, the index finger is the pointing finger. Pardon me. Well, that one gets used a lot, so is the index finger. Excuse me. That yields a +1 offset. Okay. In anatomy, it is called the third finger. Well, that works flawlessly. So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for some... My mouse is running low on battery. I'll probably have to go run and get some. Oh my gosh, this is going to blow your mind. Oh yeah. The middle finger. The third finger. That's glaring for father. So third finger Oh, good night. Watch this. So, because what's on top? Father's on top. What's the highest? Well, your middle finger. Third finger. Okay, so watch this. So, by the way, the word watch is Father, just like the word listen. You know, when you're a teacher, when you're someone sharing something important, there's nothing more important than someone listening and watching. It's called eyes and ears. Listen and watch for Father. And I have seen this when things are obviously parallel, they differ by multiples of 6s. Like watch is exactly 24 points less than listen. But they're both Father, +1, +1. And both perfect in their design for Father. 3 plus 2s, a single +1. And I testify, everyone wants to be listened to by a father figure. And everyone wants to be watched by dad. Why do you think little girls say, watch me, daddy? But there you go. Listen, watch. Father, Father. Okay. So watch this. So middle finger equals 106. Offsets of 6, 48. Father, third finger goes 12 higher. Very obvious, isn't it? So from Father, that's +60. From Father, that's +48. Okay. You can also, I would say, call it your tallest. A couple things you can do here. You can call it your longest finger, and you can call it your tallest finger, and that will yield +1 offset as well, doing a staggeringly obvious similar thing. This is mind-blowing. How you still get the 3 plus 2s over the 2 plus 1s in both the word tallest and longest, and then the word finger, like I said, provides 2 plus 2s and a single +1. Okay. And so that the number of +2s is exactly 2 higher than the number of +1s. And so that's glaring. So you call it the longest finger. +1 Father. Okay. Now you're up really high. You're up 93 over Father. And then the tallest finger, 148. That's very glaring because you've just gone 3 down from longest. Okay, so Father is on top. The highest finger you have is the third finger, the middle finger, the longest finger, the tallest finger, +1, +1, +1 Father. Wow. Oh man, science. Digitus medius. Well, even that is going to yield +1. Digitus medius. I love it. I love the sound of that. Digitus medius was 160. Now you're going higher in 12s again. Now you're up to +102 from Father. Digitus medius. And as you analyze these letters more and more and like do a in-depth study on them, you'll see even more of the Father's glory. Like, for example, I see Father right there. That is amazing to me. Yeah, my mouse I think my mouse battery just died. Oh, it's almost there. But as a result of that, I got to preach on the word cursor being +1 on top for the Father. And of course, battery is +1 for Father. And they are Duracell, which is +1 for Father, as far as I remember. But check out that. The Father is literally binding. The word digitus together with the word medius. I mean, if you wanted to be weird, you could say if someone gave you the middle finger, you could say thank you for glorifying the Father. I absolutely respect your personal reminder that Father is above all things. But people are supposed to love each other. Look at that. So Father is at the dead center of digitus medius, in as much as the center can be, because it's binding the two words. And then this is amazing. Digitus medius. This is amazing because that's flanked in 24, just like, Father is flanked in like 6s and 24s. And then the I and I both divide by 3. In fact, 9. The U and the I occupy technically the same position, first in and first back, both divide by 3. And then the only thing you have left to do is just scoop up the rest of the gold, the fact that these 3 plus 1s knit together to make 30 perfectly. So there was Father binding together digitus medius. That's the scientific name for the tallest finger you have, because Father is on top. Done. If you call it digitus 3, that works as well. Now this is the only one that doesn't work in the scientific nomenclature, but tertius is +1 for Father. You can take that as the last word. All right. Well, that was How did we get on that? Oh yeah, we were talking about what was on top. And we were talking about fingerprints. Okay, we've really hit it superbly here. Okay, so we solved the microscope in detail. And that was awesome. So we solved things in the science laboratory today. Meniscus, that was amazing. Maybe we'll just do a little quick review, see if anything else. We solved the tassel. I'm just going to zoom out for you. We solved the tassel, the academic cap, and the rim on top. Oh, your chin, just like your jaw, is +1. That was cool, solving brow. I like that. Human brow. Gorgeous set of letters. And then this is so cool. This is so cool. Now you can add the word human in front of all this, because you talk about the human brow. What's cool? Yeah, the number of +2s outdoes the number of +1s by 2. It's so beautiful. Talk about the human brow. Look at that. The +2s all end up in the bookends. This is one of the most beautiful combos ever. And then there's your 2 +1s, just like in Father. Wow, the human brow. What's on top? Well, Father's on top, the human brow. Okay, so we hit that one out of the park. Apparently it's, some of the fun names, like Trencher, are some of the funniest ones to solve, like corner cabinet. Academical, that works. Okay, we solved the tassel in detail, every chord. We solve a lot of scientific instruments. A glove is on top, that's +1 for Father. A laboratory coat, it's called. That's what it's called. Well, what's cool about that is that laboratory is Father, and then coat maintains the 3s. So it just keeps going for higher. In fact, that's glaring. Laboratory coat equals worship Father. If you waited this long, you got a real gem. I mean, speaking of stuff that goes on top, it's like when you're in a science lab, what's on top? What makes you look like a scientist? Well, the laboratory coat. Well, laboratory coat equals worship Father equals Father plus love plus love. You know, worship is double love. Glaring offset, huge, massive. Laboratory coat. And what I like about the word laboratory is all the A's in it, just like Father has the singular A is the only +1, laboratory. Okay. And then by way of comparison, it's so cool. Like the word laboratory was meant to go together with the word coat, because look at the look at all the +2s all come after the singular +1s. A, B, A, T. Oh yeah, and then there's a Y in there. Very beautiful spacing of all the +1s in laboratory coat. And then here's all the letters that divide by 3, a bunch of ORs, which is 33, CO, like it's just glaring for Father in its design. Laboratory coat. Superb. Laboratory coat is on top. If you wanted, you could call it any number of things, but that's what comes to my mind. The eyedropper was cool. Let's see if there's anything, any other terminology in YouTube. If there's any other name for it. A smock? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, a laboratory coat is what it's called. Or a white coat. It's a smock. Yeah, that was the other word I had. Oh boy. Laboratory coat. The white laboratory coat. That's so cool. Because white is Christ and laboratory is Father, that'll hook up very nice. A white coat ceremony. Alright, kind of hit that one over the park. Solved the petri dish. Solved all glassware. Alright, so we hit it over the park. Man, there's a lot of different pipettes. All based on the word pipette, which we solved for the Father. There it is, folks. History made. Solve the pipette. Pasteur, pipette, Louis Pasteur. We solved pi. Erlenmeyer flask. And just a whole meniscus. That was epic. Samples. That's funny. Correct. High level. The meniscus. Correct is Father. Correct equals Father plus 24. And there you have it. There's a lot of cool things you can point out with that too. T equals a T, and then an A and H equals 9. You can compare that with an O differing by 6, and then everything else is pure 6s. Difference of 6 there. In fact, an F plus an A each equals the O, and then everything else is pure 6s. Triple six, triple six, 6. Correct. Father. Father owns the word correct. Alright, that was awesome. So we did a lot of solving in the science realm today. Huge gems in education and science that we solved. Some of the most expensive, famous words in history were solved in the name of the Father today. Interestingly, another famous math symbol is sigma, which is also +1 for Father. And you can dig into all those. And then scientists. Oh yeah, researcher. And then you think about the people, the occupation titles that go in a lab, and of course you have science equals Father, but scientist, and then you have a researcher, which is what I am right now, of course. We are researcher is Father plus equals 100, Father plus 42. Scientist, by way of comparison, is also multiple of 6s higher. It's all 6s offset from Father. Scientist, a researcher, you can call them a student. They are a student of science, student of the world. It's very obvious, the offset from Father. Okay, so it's all offset from Father in multiples of 3. Okay, and then you look at how these differ by 3s. Scientist, researcher, student, and back in the day you could have called them I don't know, I'm just coming up with a compounder, someone who mixes different compounds. I believe the word, experiment is plus, wait a second. Oh yeah, experiment divides by 3, I remember that. Okay. A researcher, investigator, I don't know. Is that spelled correctly, or is it O-R? One way to find out. Yeah, now it's spelled correctly. So investigator is a nice +1 for Father. So all these are nice +1s. Student Research Center. And then eventually you are what is called a discoverer. And Eureka is one of my favorite science words that points to Father. 3 plus 2 is a single +1, 2 letters that divide by 3. Eureka is Father plus 3. Okay, so one of my favorite science words for Father. For those just joining us, you got a gem at the end here. And that happens when you are a discoverer. Okay, a discoverer equals scientist. Isn't that awesome? But it's all offset from Father. Scientist is a discoverer. There you go. Eureka, but it's all Father. So on top of all these, and that's a very famous offset. That is 60 plus Father. Famous 6 offset for the Trinity. So literally that equals Holy Father. Okay? Or Father plus Word, or Father plus pure, or pray, or believe, okay? So discover, Holy Father, scientists, same thing. Another word for scientists. See if there's anything that comes. A boffin. That's an awesome word. 6 letters. That's glaring for Father, and I love it. This is amazing, and I knew this was a boffin. Is that clean, like, verbiage? Like, if I do an image search for boffin, am I going to get, like, scientists showing up? Ha! Well, well, well. This is like my new favorite word for Father. Boffin. This must be a very British... Jerry. A boffin. I guess it's a... I want to get more on... Because this word boffin is really good for Father. Like, it's very cool. Where did this word boffin... It must be British. It must be more British. Yeah, British. There it is. A boffin is British slang for a scientist, engineer, or other person engaged in technical or scientific work. That's funny. Egghead works just like geek, but I wouldn't want to... Geek is the center of the word Father. But I wouldn't want to use that word because it's not a very good connotation these days. But boffin, I can jive with that, and I just want to... Well. Wow. Yeah, but boffin is very glaring because the B and the N come in to differ with 6s from the T and H, and then the F and the F are pure 6s, just like the F and the R and the A and the E, and then the I and the O is 24. So boffin is pretty glaring Father term. Analyst, okay. Is Jesus Christ a chemist? Chemist equals Christ. Wow. So you got to see, and so is analyst. Analyst is more closely Jesus. But chemist equals Christ. And so, don't miss the obvious. Chemist equals Christ. Wow, the EM equals the R, the rest of the letters are dead equal. A chemist for Christ. Examiner. An examiner. An examiner for Father. And again, the number of examiner. Really? Oh no, it's +2. What did I miss? Did I highlight that correctly? Oh, it is +2. That's Christ. Excuse me. But you can spend time on that. Okay, I think we really nailed that. It's been pretty epic. We pushed hard there. Oh, expert is a flawless word for Father in its design. 2 + 2 is a single + 1. Rest letters divided by 3. Very flawless. Expert, 88. King offset. An expert. I know genius is pure 3s. I wonder if you can find Father in genius. You'd have to pop off 17. Incidentally, the website word hippo is Father. Can you pop off 17 from genius? I don't know that you can. I don't see it, and that's okay. That's fine. Researcher we got. Inventor, I've talked about before. Professor. Analyst, chemist, physicist, examiner. Oh, a lab technician, that's interesting. Laboratory technician, okay. Prober. Jesus. Technologist, engineer, technician. Alright. Alright, we've done good justice with that. So glory to God for all these findings in science. Wow, we solved like basically every part of the microscope for the Father, which is pretty huge. Oh, theologian is Father. Wow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I like preaching this sort of stuff at the end of all this. You have a microscope quiz. Well, the word quiz and test and exam are all +1 for Father. Okay, God saves the best for last. He gets the last word. You have a quiz, test, exam. Test your knowledge of the names. Oh, eyepiece on top for Father. Cool. Well, we solved that one massively. Surprised it's not coming into focus yet. All right, we nailed that one. We nailed the microscope. All right, glory to God. I'm going to take a break.